Live from the Rookery, it's the Chicken Peep Show. Hey folks, so yesterday we had to refill the chicken's food bin for another about kilogram of food. And you'll probably have noticed that right over here in the corner we've returned their chicken plate warmer. So it turns out the last night was way too chilly for them, and they sort of huddled pathetically together so tightly that we decided that they probably needed the warmer back again. So you can see that they are way larger today, and wattles are coming into season. I'm just going to see if I can lift one up and show you her beautiful wattles. Gonna glove up for this because I'm gonna clean the cage after this. Now there is some stank in here, by the way. Like, oh, it really smells. So let's just pick a little. Up you get. Up. So you can see. Oh, I. Calm your titties. Ow! So this is Blue Diamond, and you can see if I just move Blue Diamond's head to the side here. Come here, you can. I'm just trying to move her up. Oh, her up to the camera, but she doesn't want to be on my hands. Hang on. Let me find a chick that's a bit more willing. Alright, I'm going to grab Blue Diamond again. Okay, come on. Hold still. You see right under the chin here. Let me move the camera, since Blue Diamond's not cooperating very well. When you look at the camera there, you see right on the side that red thing on Blue Diamond's face. That's the beginning of Blue Diamond's wattle growth. Blue Diamond is trying to kill the camera, but there you go. Oops. Sorry about that, the camera's just fallen. But okay, stay. Sorry about the wire in the way, folks. I just can't seem to move it. So, I'm just going to give the cage another once-over with sawdust, the usual cleanup. And now we're throwing several handfuls of sawdust in a day with very few results, owing to the fact that, they really are pooping a whole bunch now. Eating a whole bunch too. Hang on, folks. It looks like I'm getting a phone call. Sorry about that, folks. I just had a personal call. It was just a work thing. Nothing too serious. So I'm just going to go back to doing what I was doing previously. Okay, cleaning the cage has actually become difficult because wherever I pour sawdust, they rush right into the area because they think I'm going to drop food for them. which is both great and terrible because they also start biting my hands if they think I don't have enough food in my hands for them. Very frustrating, but that's chicken for you, eh? Yeah, you can probably hear, I don't know if you're very able to hear, but voices have started breaking in this chicken pen. And we can confirm now that Square, Chili Pepper, and Summary Bar now cluck instead of squeaking. So there we go, just another light covering of sawdust over everything. So, we had an activity that the chicks really enjoyed the other day, which was the Mealworm Bonanza ball. So I'm going to take this pink ball here, which they've mostly been ignoring, and I'm going to fill it with about 20 mealworms and drop it in, and we'll see how they play ball. So here we have our very popular mealworm bait ball. So guys, get ready for a lot of loud noises because, as we know, live food does make them go cocoa bananas. Now these mealworms have been in the fridge, so they're a little dopey and knocked out, so hopefully they will not suffer too much going down chicken gullets. Here we go. And it looks like they've hidden the ball behind the food container. Well, two of them have sort of hogged the ball behind the food container, and they're now trying to prevent anyone else from getting to it. Oops, looks like the ball's position has been discovered. I'm just holding on to their water pot because they're now big enough and strong enough to lift and knock over the water pot. So they're definitely big and strong enough to go outside, and we'll probably have to put the chick plate warmer outside while they're there. One of the things is that we are going to graduate them to a much bigger water pot with slightly firmer clasps so that they don't knock it over. So a thing that I've discovered of hilarious note, which I did not realize before, is that I have actually been sort of harassing my chickens. So it turns out that while chickens do enjoy pettings sometimes, um, if you pet them along the back the way I do, like this, it's actually what the rooster makes as a signal to a hen to sit down for mating. So when a chicken actually flattens itself on the ground because my hand's there and patting along them, it's because they're actually trying to present for mating. So that's something I discovered doing a little research on chickens. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any other way to show them affection, so I'm not really sure how to um, interact with the chickens other than to give them food, which seems to be their primary goal in life anyway. What's this? Is that an injury? Okay, it looks like one of the birds seems to have sustained an injury to her wing. I'm just gonna have a closer look because she looks rather upset about it. Excuse me. Now that looks like a small pecking. It might be a break actually. Is that ouch? Is that a break?
It must be feather pulled out.
No, it looks like a feather was pulled out. I might get some antiseptic for it, but just a simple antiseptic spray should be good enough to fix her up. So we'll get some from the feed store tomorrow. One thing about chickens though is that they heal extremely fast. So small cuts and bruises on them, especially cuts, your chicken could be bleeding all over the yard. Oh, ouch! Naughty, naughty. The chicken could be bleeding all over the yard, and then the next day it'll be right as rain. They just need a good spray of antiseptic, and sometimes if the wound is really large, you may have to paint it blue. And the reason why you paint the wound blue is to prevent other chickens from recognizing that bleeding edge. Because one thing that chickens are crazy about is that they will peck and worry at any wounds on themselves, and they will peck and worry at wounds on other chickens. So the main thing that prevents chickens from healing themselves is other chickens. So what you'll need to do is actually paint the wound blue and possibly with something nasty tasting. And that should actually stop other chickens from pecking at it because the color blue seems to be unattractive to them. They're not very attracted to it. We're going to have to refill the water container because it's now half drunk, even though they've only really been, it was full this morning, but they drink a lot. By the way, when I do go ouch, it's because the chickens are not pecking me. Their beaks are not that sharp, but they are biting me, which is a sign of aggression, but also I think they think my hands are food, which is really weird. going to move the camera next to the food area, and I'll show you why. It's because the amount of food intake really has increased per chicken per day. And if you see the way that they eat, they now sometimes pack up several pellets at once rather than just, they used to pick the pellets one by one. Now they do a bulk feed and they really swallow the stuff. Also, if you're hearing any pecking noises, it's they've gotten quite aggressive with the camera. Everything gets pecked now in case it's food. Looks like the initial food frenzy is over and they're now settling down to sleep. I'll just move you over. Oh. Oh. Looks like the camera got pecked, so I'm just going to move you where they can't get to you. So you can see now that the chick brooder that used to fit all 10 chicks underneath it can now barely fit about 5. But once a couple of them are under the brooder, they kind of help to keep the rest of them warm. Oop. So you can see here in your close-up video that you can probably see the little wattles growing out the sides of these chickens' mouths. Now both male and female chickens will probably have wattles. It really depends on the breed. But in this case, both male and females do have wattles. Again, the only way to really tell the difference between a male and a female chicken, particularly for the Cornish cross, is simply just the size of the comb or the fact that they've started crowing, and even then crowing may not necessarily be a sign of roosterhood, seeing as sometimes hens do actually crow as well. So I'm going to leave you here to watch chicks as you please, and I'm going to prepare tonight's dinner, which is not one of these chicks, thank goodness, but we have a really nice shoulder of lamb, and I'm going to slow roast that today. iron gap. It's not like a shoulder. Is it like a shoulder? Is that the coat? So good news, folks. We just had a delivery of the expected remainder of the chicken coop and outdoor run. So that's always a good sign. So the chicks will be moving outside pretty much this weekend. Now, the only issue that we have with this coop is that it turns out that it's a lot heavier than we expected. So we're going to have to make a number of modifications to it to make it mobile, a mobile chicken tractor like we originally intended. You can see here, well, there was a little bit of an almost fight there, but it looks like they settled it amicably. So that's a thing that's happening this weekend, is that we'll build the chicken coop. So there probably won't be any videos until we figure out how to film the chickens in the coop, which shouldn't take us too long. Hopefully we'll be able to find a wireless webcam of some sort to allow us to film the chicken shows in the afternoons. We will try our best to do a time-lapse video of us building the chicken coop, but since it's probably going to be an all-day project, that may not be feasible, but we'll try our best. So we're about at the end of our time together, and we hope that you have enjoyed your time here with us on the Chicken Peep Show at Ragnar Rookery. Well, for all of you out there, hope you continue to be healthy. Keep yourselves, eat lots of vitamin C, drink lots of vegetables, whatever you need to do. And we'll see you tonight at 8 p.m. for the weekly weigh-in on Chicken Tonight. Bye-bye.